Greetings, friends. Reformed Stoic here, back with the first video since the release of my book, Conversations with Milton, out on Amazon. Check it out if you haven't yet. I appreciate the support. So, I was thinking about how I wanted to break the silence and get back into the swing of things. I made another video about the sugar diet last night, but it was way too long, 35 minutes. I'm probably going to give that a shot later to make it shorter, but I still got some work to do anyway. You know, the weight's falling off, so I'm just kind of sticking with that. Now, you're looking at the title of this video, the Kurt Russell pill. We're finally dropping it. This is the perfect time to drop the Kurt Russell pill because this is going to be kind of encompassing the next leg of my channel moving forward. We got to get white pilled. We got to start figuring it out. We can't just swim around in the dark black pill waters forever. It's not going to get us anywhere. But what happened was I had an idea for a video title. Eventually, people will want to be good to you, and you'll have to go out of your way to self-sabotage. But then I realized that's a really long title. And then I also realized that pretty much is the Kurt Russell pill. That's the result of taking the Kurt Russell pill, is that very long, not catchy title of eventually people will want to be good to you and you'll have to go out of your way to self-sabotage. To where, you know, if you had an experience similar to mine, it's like you had that kind of subtle self-sabotage throughout your life where you're being an idiot, you know, you're saying the wrong thing, you're blowing it, and you don't really realize it. It's just kind of hardwired into your dysfunctional programming and you're kind of just doing things wrong. But it will get to a point, and I've maybe seen some hints of this, where it's like people look at you and they think that maybe you're a cool guy. And you don't blow it subconsciously. You still feel shitty on the inside. You're still bitter. You're still unhappy about, for me, the loss of my 20s. So much time has gone by and I've been through so much shit. You're still not really happy on the inside. But you figured out how to, not have a hideous receding hairline and shave your head. You figured out how to dress good enough to where you don't look like an idiot, and you're getting jacked and you're getting in shape and you look maybe like a respectable man, and people are asking you oh, do you have a wife? Do you have a family? What do you do? And you start to realize in that moment, it's man, part of me just wants to be bitter and edgy and be oh, of course I don't have a wife. All women are this, and haven't you seen the studies? And let me show you some infographics. You really want the chud to come out, but maybe you realize that you really don't want the chud to come out, because basically you get to this point where I think it's maybe I'm on the verge of kind of embodying this. I'm 34 years old. I'm about to get in the best shape of my entire life. I'm figuring it out. How to dress, how to not look like a complete chud. You talk to people in a social setting because you're going back into social settings, and people don't do what you think they're going to do. They don't bully you like it's high school or like it's my young 20s. I think a lot of guys have been burned in their 20s, and hopefully a lot of my goal is for guys to come across some of this advice before they get to their 30s, maybe start getting your second wind and start getting into this Kurt Russell pilled place in your mid-20s. If you can figure this out between 25 and 30, if you can figure this shit out at 25, you could really avoid a lot of trauma and a lot of deep resentment and unhappiness. And it's just you'll be in a social situation and it will be going well, and you'll be thinking of these things that maybe you want to say to kind of show your cards that you're hurt on the inside, or you're angry, or you're bitter. But it will no longer be subconscious. It will no longer be out of your control, you'll see it. You know, whatever the mechanism in your head, like when you're thinking of what to say next, it will be like, ding, maybe say this next. And you'll say, no, let's not say that, because that's self-sabotage. Because that's going to reveal that, like, I feel all ugly on the inside, even though what people see now is like a guy who looks pretty good for 34, who dresses okay, who's in shape, and is Kurt Russell pilled, and there's not really a reason for me to blow it. There's not really a reason for me to be a spurg, and it is in my control now. I know how to, like, have the right eye contact and carry myself the right way. And you know what? I think it's a mistake to try to, like, explain that to people. It's like you want to just integrate this program to where you don't even have to worry about it. You don't want to think like, oh, I have to stand up straight, I have to look people in the eyes, I have to give a firm handshake. You kind of just want to become this guy that does all of that stuff automatically. You do that by getting jacked. You do everything by getting jacked. So basically, guys, you know, the Kurt Russell pill, it's finally time to drop it on you. And the funny thing about the Kurt Russell pill is that I was actually thinking about the actor from They Live, who's just, you know, not super tall, and he's jacked, and he's in a dystopian world. But, you know, Kurt Russell works too. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen Escape from New York. But I did catch that a long time ago, and, like, you know, that's the gist of it. Like, you're, and he has an eye patch too. I don't really like that though, but whatever, you know, like, you're rough, you're beat up, I think the eye patch works, you're jacked, and you're in a dystopian world, and that's you. All you need to do is get jacked. You're already in a dystopian world, you're already the main character in your own movie. So basically, guys, the solution to everything, and it's not complicated, and it's good that it's not complicated. You need to actually get jacked. And the thing about the sugar diet, you know, say what you will about it, but it is a guaranteed path to where if you can just stay on it, you will get lean. You will be able to have visible six-pack abs. You will be able to get cut-up arms. Okay, as I'm starting to descend very close to 170, and I'm going to go down into 165, and I probably will reshoot that video, try to keep it like 15 minutes, and just kind of give you like my experience with the sugar diet so far. But thing about the sugar diet is it's a guaranteed path to get lean. There are other ways to get lean, but I've tried those other ways, and it's just like, it's rare. Okay, so you want to have muscle on your frame. There's a channel called Skeleton City. You don't want to look like that guy. Look up Skeleton City. You don't want to look like that guy. You're not ready to cut if you're going to look like that guy when you cut. So you want to have some muscle on your frame, and you want to get lean to show the muscle on your frame. It's as simple as that. You don't have to take steroids. That's going to be a faster route to do it, but a lot of people don't have any discipline, and you have a really negative mindset. See, a lot of the guys with the black pill mindset, you'd be like, oh, the only way to look this way is to take steroids, and you have like a shitty mentality, and you won't even look good on steroids. Like, you'll get bigger and stronger, but you won't get lean, and you won't do the right things because you don't have the right mentality. Nobody should take steroids who hasn't like been lifting for a very long time. You need to have like gotten lean naturally before. You need to have like made a lot of gains beyond newbie gains and like grinded out and figured out what works. You're just going to screw yourself up if you take steroids and you don't know what you're doing. I am not on steroids. I've never taken steroids. I still don't think I look like I'm on steroids, but I think I'm knocking at the door of making some progress. So the Kurt Russell pill is get jacked. You need to have muscle on your frame. You need to get lean to show that muscle on your frame. When you're in your 30s, okay, that really separates the winners from the schlubs, okay? Like, there's a lot of guys who were chads, who in their 30s, they got dad bod, and a lot of them are dads. I'm not a dad, okay? I'm out here trying to compete with the young bucks, and I look like a young buck, and people think I'm a young buck, and it's like, people who aren't athletes and have abs and visible, you know, striated, lean muscles, that's rare. That's going to set you apart, okay? Yeah, it's still better to be tall, it's still better to have hair, But whatever, dude. You know what I've been telling myself lately? I look like Bruce Willis. I don't care. I think Bruce Willis is maybe 6 feet tall. I don't care, dude. Jason Statham, Bruce Willis, Kurt Russell. Okay, that's my lane. Pick a lane, figure out actors that you kind of think you look like or whatever, and just... See, I'm doing it again. I'm taking way too long to say something very simple. Just get jacked, bro. Just get shredded. Sugar diet is a way that you can do that. If you want to do keto, I don't care. I don't want you to think like I'm trying to sell you some culty diet. I did keto, and it was weird. I was the weight on the scale was going down, but it didn't feel right. I didn't have energy. I didn't want to work out, and I feel like I was losing muscle. I don't feel that way. It feels really normal to do the sugar diet, believe it or not. And my plan, which I was going to talk about in that video that I didn't upload, I'll just say it here. I'm going to get down to 165, and then I'm going to switch to a high-protein diet. It's going to be... There's this channel, Natural Hypertrophy. He's a pretty cool dude. He's kind of like based in Red Pill or whatever. If you watch his video about his macro breakdown, it's very in line with like the knowledge that I feel like I've gained. High carb. He's a bodybuilder dude. High carb, medium protein, which is like, you know, the gram of protein per pound of body weight is like a little bit overkill in reality. You know, they're trying to sell you protein shakes and shit, but you know, like 0.75. So for me, I'll probably be shooting for like 145, 150 grams of protein a day, maybe like 30 grams of fat. Maybe I could even get away with 40. 40 grams of fat a day, 150 grams of protein, and then however many carbs like I'll feel like eating after I get all that in. Probably like 30 grams of fat. I don't want to start getting too crazy with the fat. But that's very in line. That's exactly like what Natural Hypertrophy says, and he's kind of like a bodybuilder dude, like trying to look big and muscular. So I'm going to get down to 165 on the sugar diet. I feel like I'm going to hit 170 this week, assuming like I keep it really dialed in this week. And, you know, see how I'm feeling, see how I'm looking then. Down to 165, high protein diet. So we don't need to get all bro dude and start, you know, talking about lifting weights and macros and diets and stuff. Just, you got to get shredded. You got to get jacked. It makes people respect you more. It makes you carry yourself better. It's good for you. You got to get to the point where you're like addicted to working out, like where you don't feel right on the days that you don't work out. And that's what I've always kind of said about like real like muscle bound. People are like, dude, like lift 3 times a week and then just sit on your ass and have like the manliest, laziest rest days. You won't build muscle unless you do that, dude. I would say like for me, some sort of a workout every single day. I'm a little bit more MMA focused than just pure muscle bound, but I don't really like rest days. I maybe take one rest day after leg day, or sometimes maybe in between sprint day and leg day, so I can, because that's been awkward lately. Like the sprints just absolutely kill my hip flexors, making it squats a little bit awkward the next day. But for me, maybe one rest day a week, and you want to do something, you know, stretches, meditation, breath work, go for a walk. Maybe I'll start trying to like swim. Maybe I'll start doing something like that. You know, it's warm outside. Get out there and jump in some water or something. I don't like rest days. It kind of like brushes up against the like, oh, dude, rest days are just as important as lifting days. If you want to be a pure bodybuilder and that's your mentality, that's fine. But I really just think the mentality of always getting to the gym every day, always doing something active every day. There's hacks, you know, like the best bodybuilders do cardio, and they say they don't really take rest days. You know, their rest day will probably have cardio or something. So, yeah, that's kind of my mentality. Like, I don't think you're gonna wither away and I'm a stick figure because I overtrained because I didn't take a big rest day. Like, I just don't really see it that way. But that's pretty much it, guys. I think it's becoming very important to me. I want the videos to be like 15 minutes or less. I'm tired of rambling in the videos. I need some discipline here. We're on a new leg. Post-book release video, Conversations with Milton. Check it out on Amazon. Drumminess Philosophy, if you want to pick that up too. And that's where we're at, guys. I mean, that is basically the entirety of the Kurt Russell pill. It's like, you had a bad time in your 20s, you know about all this shit, you know about MGTOW, you know about the red pill and the black pill and all the pills. We live in a dystopia. The world is fucked up. You're Kurt Russell. What's missing? You're not jacked. Get jacked. And then the title of the video that I thought this was going to be is, eventually people will want to like you. Eventually you'll just find yourself like, you carry yourself the right way. It's all like in line with just having that discipline from working out all the time. You'll carry yourself the right way. You'll look better. Your neck will be bigger. You'll be leaner. You'll dress better. And people will be like, oh, so what do you do? Like, are you a business owner? Do you have a family? Are you married? Like, they'll think that you're cool. Okay? They're going to think that, like, you're a cool person. And you're going to have that, like, inner chud that you built up from, like, years of watching Red Pill and years of being in these disenfranchised men groups. And you want to be like, marriage. And just, you'll be like, oh, I don't have to say that. I don't have to blow it. I don't have to self-sabotage anymore. Just let life get better for you. You've seen some shit. You've lived, you've experienced, you've been through the ringer, and then, you know, I'm not saying to, like, throw out the MGTOW knowledge. You know, if you ask me, guys, MGTOW won, okay? They tried to suppress it, they tried to censor it, they covered it up with the incel psyop and the black pill psyop, and, oh, you're just meant set your own way. No, it's not. It's actually, like, average men. Like, it's average men who used to fill up the homes and get married and have kids and work the jobs. The articles are coming out. Where have all the men gone? Okay, there's a very famous, I think it's a New York Times article going around. Men, we miss you. Like, come back. Like, MGTOW won. Okay? It's over. And I would say that, like, a lot of the drama I've been caught up in is kind of like, it's kind of part of that. Believe it or not, on some level, all of this shit related to my channel started with MGTOW. I found a MGTOW video, I believe it was like the summer of 2013 or the summer of 2014, right before I moved to Vegas. All of this shit with my channel kind of started with MGTOW, guys. And I think MGTOW won. And the men who were sent their own way, the men who went their own way, okay, just, it's up to you. You decide whether or not you were sent your own way or you went your own way. Okay, like, go your own way. Because the system's broken. Because we live in a dystopia. You're Kurt Russell. You're missing one thing. Get jacked. And the process never stops. And just, you know, I really feel like that's it. Like, you know, oh, you know, read books about how to talk to people and learn games. That's just all going to stress you out. Strong silent type. I've been trying to say this for years now. Like, watch Steven Seagal movies, Chuck Norris movies, Charles Bronson movies, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I heard that he died. Is that true? It looked like it was like a shitty clickbait lie. But maybe Jean-Claude Van Damme died. RIP, if that's the case. Watch strong, silent type movies. Watch Kurt Russell movies. Watch They Live if you haven't seen it, okay? Like, jacked, quiet, stern. You kind of have that look. Like, you're fed up with it all, but you're not being a bitch and you're not trying to bring people down. You're a stern, strong, silent type guy. People are going to make it easy for you eventually. People are going to talk to you. You're going to be in social shit again. I said some shit in a video where it's like, oh, you know, get a dating coach. I'm never, ever going to fucking do that. But maybe get a dating coach if that sounds appealing to you. Somebody to kind of be in your corner, maybe help you with your dating apps. Pick a bar to be a regular at. Like, if you watch basketball or football or whatever sport, go to a bar, sit there, and watch the sport. And then, you know, maybe make a little bit of small talk with people. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't have to, like, put on an act for people. I believe that this is what it is. This is my premonition. Eventually, after you work on yourself, which literally just means getting jacked, you know, don't dress like an idiot. Don't have a stupid haircut. If you're balding, just freaking shave it. Eventually, people will want to be good to you. And eventually, what was once your ingrained self sabotage, it's still going to be there, but you're going to be able to stop it. You're going to be able to say, you know what, bro? Just tell people that you work in finance, or just tell people that you're a crypto bro, or just say something. This is what I've always said: say something that moves the conversation along. I think where I blew it on the last date that I went on a long time ago in 2017, I still haven't been on a date since then, is that I wasn't driving at the time, and I blew it anytime I brought that up. It's just like, oh, blah, blah, blah about your car. Oh, my car's in the shop. So anyway, say something that keeps the conversation going. Nothing that's like, oh, you don't have a car? Well, you should get a car. You should take out a loan for a car. Like, that's what happened. That's where the conversation went. Or, you're looking for a job, or, oh, you're looking for a career. Like, just say stuff that moves the conversation along. Yeah, I'm doing some odds and ends, but I got it figured out. Or I'm working on my small business. I'm a crypto bro. Just think about it on your own. You say something that keeps the conversation going. Oh, okay, his car's in the shop, so that's all taken care of. He has a car. Oh, okay, like, he's working on a small business. Cool. How's that going? Right on. Anyway, don't say stuff that's like gonna make people dwell and ask and like, oh, why didn't you have a job? Or, oh, why don't you have a car? Like, keep the conversation moving. It's not that hard. A lot of you, like me, are maybe used to people being shitty to you for no reason. And you maybe have a lot of memories and ingrained experiences of people treating you like garbage basically just because of the way that you look. I experienced a lot of that in my shithole town growing up. I also experienced it in the East Coast and pretty much everywhere I went. I think that I look good. I think that I look like Bruce Willis and Jason Statham. I don't care what anybody else thinks. People are treating me better than they used to treat me. And you don't need to rush it. You might still realize that you don't want to get married or have a family or whatever, and that's fine. Eventually, people will treat you better. And you'll literally have to go out of your way to self-sabotage. You will literally have to, like, try to blow it. And then you'll just tell yourself, why do I want to blow it? Because you're injured, because you're hurt, because some people had good lives and you didn't, but your life can get better if you just let it. So other than that, if that's not where you're at right now, just Kurt Russell it, bro. Like, just keep killing yourself in the gym. The MMA thing really just does it for me. My workout schedule right now is, let's see, where do I even start it? So we'll start it with the upper body weightlifting day. Then there's a lower body weightlifting day. So upper, lower is how I'm doing it. I had to change it because of sprints. I was doing all my weightlifting in one day. So we'll start it with the sprints. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. Sprints, 4 sets of as fast as you can go for as long as you can go, as much rest as you want in between, maybe 2 to 4 minutes. So there's a sprinting day, and I do abs on that day because I have to do abs somewhere. Then upper body lifting day, lower body legs day, maybe a rest day, but not really necessary. Running day, and it alternates. It will be a 3-mile run and then a 5-mile run the next time around the loop. So then after the running day, there's a body weight day. That's what I did today. And that's a round of shadow wrestling, 4 rounds of shadow boxing, 5 minutes jump rope. Then I do the 10 rounds of burpees, then 2 sets of incline push-ups, 4 sets of body weight rows, 4 sets of alternating jumping lunges or jumping squats, then 4 sets of the dumbbell shrugs like Mike Tyson. That was the rumor. That was the only weightlifting he did, was the shrugs. Then 4 sets of back extensions and 2 sets of like every direction for the neck workout. And sometimes I would do abs on that day, but I moved that over to sprinting day. Sprinting day is what's next. So yeah, that cycle just kind of repeats. Sprints, upper body weights, lower body weights, run, body weight day with the MMA stuff, and then sprints again. So it's 5 things that just like go in a cycle. That's what I've been doing, and I really don't feel like I need any rest days. So that just kind of makes me feel good. That makes me feel locked in, alive, doing the sugar diet. I have my chicken rice bowl for dinner and then sugary carbs throughout the day. People scoff at it. People act like it's this or that. I feel great. It doesn't feel weird at all. It lines up with other diet advice that I already had before that. Like, for example, when I get home from the gym, first thing I do is drink a soda. I'm drinking Fanta right now. I heard about that before I heard about the sugar diet because it spikes your insulin, and if you spike your insulin right after you work out, that's good for building muscle. There's bodybuilder dude bro meatheads who drink a freaking soda right after their workout for insulin hacking. So it works out, bro. It all works out. Okay, well, I managed to rant a lot, and at least the video is under 30 minutes. So I'll leave it with that. Kurt Russell Pill. God bless you guys. See you for the next one. Peace out.